City 1051. That was Gimme That, and it's by Aristar, and it features Wizkid. It's the best way to welcome you to a fantastic time right here on the Drive Time Show on City FM. Remember, you could be part of the conversation on WhatsApp. It is 0909-916-4403. Hit us up on X as well at City 1051. And just like we said, just like you heard Bimbo say in the handover, we are starting this interview. We're starting the show actually with a banger, and we've got none other than the man they call Falzthebadhguy right here with us in the studio. How you doing, Falz?
I'm fine now.
Good to have you here, Falz. How you doing?
Good to be here.
All right. And so first off, right before we even start, let's play the round of applause. Yeah. So Falz got here 30 minutes before the interview. Punctuality. That's what it is. That's what it's all about. How you feeling, Falz?
I'm feeling good. Feeling excited.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm alive.
How tired are you from the whole festivities and feasting and activities that's happened before the release of your album?
Leading up to the release.
Yeah, like all the work, the whole
post-release.
Yeah,
it's been a lot, man.
But you don't look stressed at all. You
Man.
look like someone that
No choice now. The show must go on.
Right.
Speaking of the show, I was at your listening party. It was amazing. It was amazing. I think for me, the highlights of that night, I think that was Thursday night. The highlights was when you played Eat. For me, that was it. Cause
Everyone went crazy.
I was like, yo, the only issue I have is that why is the song that short? That's just the only thing. I'm like, yo, what happened? So first of all, that's my first question, right? What would you say from that particular album? Could you say people's reaction when you played Eat from the track?
Party,
Could you say you were surprised by that reaction?
Not really. Well, okay, maybe yes and no. No, because I know what's in that song. I know how loaded it is. But yes, because maybe I didn't know how or if they would just get it or just clock on straight away. But it was really good to see that it worked out in that way. If
not for radio, eat this, eat that. I was like, it's all good. But aside that, right? It seems like it seems like a lot of people's favorite is No Less, right? But I've seen different people say different things. Some people like Round of Applause. Some people like Famimora. That's a very that's a very naughty song. God.
I mean, you are looking at it that way. Maybe you are looking at it that way because you are naughty. Because it's actually just a love song.
Actually,
a beautiful love song.
When I heard Famomi, I was like,
it's a love song.
I was like,
It's because you're rusty, so you don't know what's going on
wedding
the streets
day,
of
first
love.
dance.
Yeah.
First dance, wedding day, baby,
Famomi. That's draw closer, right?
Draw close to me.
Okay, that's my Yoruba is not bad.
Come near me, embrace me, hold me.
Right. So it's one thing for you to put out a body of work with a certain intention in your heart, like, okay, this is what I would love for the people listening to actually take away from this song or songs. Now we definitely, like Casey has said, he listened to Famomi and he took that exactly, and another person's gonna take round of applause. They might just listen to it and feel like, okay, you know what, this is a song I'm just gonna play when I want to give myself a round of applause for all the hard work I've put in. 1, 2, 3, and then No Less. Everybody's gonna take what they want to take away, but for you, what would you wish that everyone listening to the Feast will take home?
Away. I like that question, because really and truly, the spirit of the album, what we want people to take away from the album is really, really upliftment. It's intended to uplift your mentality as a modern day African. There's a certain way that I would like for you to think, and that's with renewed confidence, with conviction, with confidence in your skin, with belief that you're capable of anything, and with no more regard for nonsense, with no more being satisfied with mediocrity, that kind of feeling.
Okay, amazing. Thank you. And then so this is away from the Falzthebadhguy, Falz the artist, Falz the this, the that. This is just, I'm throwing a question, and it is you giving an advice to this certain person. I came up with it whilst listening to one of the songs on the album, actually. What would you advise a girl who got ghosted by someone that she really, really likes, right? She gets ghosted by this person. What would you advise her to do? And you, Falz, have you ghosted somebody? And if you have, or if you were to ghost somebody, what would be the reason why you would actually ghost someone? Okay, so you've done it before.
Layers. A, B, and C.
Yeah.
The time meets.
Let me start from the latter. Have I ghosted before? I probably have ghosted before. Okay. Why might I ghost? I might ghost if something has happened that I'm 100% displeased with, but I do not know how to express that displeasure. Because ordinarily I would express that, come, waiting for this, you do this, you know. Yeah.
Right.
But if I don't know how to express that, or I don't think it's necessary, then I may ghost.
Okay.
Now, if you like somebody and the person has ghosted, I think you should face your front. That is my advice. There's no need to force it. There's no need to force things. If somebody has ghosted, there has to be a reason they've ghosted. There are instances where people ghost, and maybe 2 months later, 3 months later, they come back and they say, "Oh, I was going through something." But what do you mean you're going through? Why didn't you tell me you're going through? In those instances, it's likely it's a lie.
Right.
Most times,
80% of the time.
Maybe 80, because let's leave room for 20, because it really might be true. There might have been something crazy that they couldn't even share, you know, and that's possible. But 80% of the time, it's a lie, and they just ghosted. And maybe today they saw your post. Oh, they look fresh. Let me come back.
Interesting.
That's how human beings are. So if somebody goes to you, I think you also face your front.
Especially women.
Yeah.
Especially men. I'm asking because
the
men do it
more.
Anyway, you know, you said when I listened to Famomi, you know, let me just confess, it was somebody that she shared it with me as one of her songs
that she has put on the playlist.
Yes,
wonderful stuff.
Exactly. So she shared it, and I was like, okay.
It's good. You know, the frequency to which you are practicing that.
No, we share music.
More streams will be counting for us.
So we share music.
I mean,
I'm not against it. I'm not against it.
With that in mind, right now I came across something on social media, and I was like, you know what? I'm kind of confused with this, because like sometimes you see a heading and it doesn't actually mean exactly what you said. Maybe it's taken out in a different context. It was said that you said fornication is not a sin.
Say it was said that I said.
It was said that you said.
Those were my exact
allegedly,
words.
exactly.
Those were right.
Fornication is not a sin.
Yes, sir.
Right. What exactly do you mean by that?
I think the ruckus, the reaction, the craze is caused because of the assumption that I was speaking about Christianity, but I wasn't necessarily speaking about Christianity.
Right.
Yeah. I practice the religion of love, and under that religion, fornication is not a sin. I believe that the most important things in life are love and humanity. If you can be humane, if you can be tolerant of each other, if you can be kind to people, considerate of people, and spread love, you know, then you are operating at the highest optimum that you need to be as a human. Now, everything else, you know, all these religious practices, they are good and they are beautiful.
Yeah.
But people need to realize that there is a reason why religion itself exists.
Yeah.
You know, and you are not meant to over chop it. Like I said in the song, chop gospel, chop orisha, chop science, chop where. Just make sure you chop sense.
Yeah.
No matter what it is that you believe in. If your own is the gospel, if your own is orisha, or if your own is science, that's fine. But still apply sense with what you're doing. A lot of people just move, you know, because this is what the doctrine is. This is how they say I should be behaving up. But guy, you too, apply your own mind. Apply some logic. You know, I don't think that religion should be followed blindly, you know. But to cut the long story short, I wasn't necessarily speaking in relation to Christianity.
In terms of religion, yeah.
When I said fornication is not a sin, according to the religion of love, it's not a sin.
Right.
Yeah. Because for me, I don't practice fornication, right?
No,
So when I saw it, I was like, oh, come on, what's going
fornication, I don't think fornication offends anyone. I think the reason why fornication was criminalized is to stop people from having premarital sex. Why? They wanted to, I don't know, because I believe genuinely it's a gift from the Almighty. You need to enjoy the gift of God, and from
fornication is a gift from the Almighty.
I believe so strongly.
Okay.
Well, I mean, intercourse.
Sex. Okay.
Intercourse as a whole. It's a gift. But those people intended that it be practiced only within the confines of marriage. Why? They don't want you to enjoy life. Can you see? Can you see?
You're giving me ideas.
They don't want you to enjoy life, and that's the issue.
Okay. Right.
But I would like to enjoy life, and that's why I believe that it's not the same. I mean, practice with caution. Don't just be moving around anyhow as well.
Yeah.
It's important to find your own person, and align energies with that person, and just explore.
Okay, so this prompts me to just ask one question that not about Falz's music, but we know Falz as one of those mainstream artists that is always unafraid to call it what it is, especially when it concerns our government. I'm just wondering here, like, when you do that, are there like consequences behind the scenes that we don't get to see or hear about?
Not really. I think if there were any grave consequences, you probably would have heard in the news.
Right.
But no, not that I can think of right now. No.
Okay.
Let's circle back to the music and play the first song from this particular project. And like I said, for me, if I could play it a lot of times, I would.
You can.
You can now.
With her in your arms.
All we need is a radio edit.
I've done that already.
Exactly, and that's what you can.
So here's the thing, because I wish you were there. Like it was the crowds, reactions.
We had to repeat it like 5 times.
Like 5 times back to back. It was crazy. But right now we're gonna jam this one. It's called No Less. And first off, tell us something we don't know about the song, real quick.
No Less. You might not know. There's a sample on there. We sampled Barista, a Fuji legend.
Okay.
Yeah, Security Barista. Absolute classic. And what we're trying to do there was to capture the essence of a feast in an African context. That's amazing. Of course, that's Owambe.
That's amazing.
So yeah, that's what the song is
just
about.
Before we go, did you bring food for us?
That's a very good question.
Yeah.
It's a very, very good question.
Yeah.
It's a very good question.
I know.
We're working on it.
No less.
What song would you say, every artist always has that one track from a particular song, from a particular project that in a way speaks to them, right? Either it was very, very organic when making the song or when writing it, or there's always a story behind that song. But what song would you say, was kind of spiritual, the most spiritual on this particular track or this particular album?
Whew. Oh, it's tough, man. It's tough to say because the entire album is so spiritual. I'll say the last track because it's very personal. It's very personal. It's my story.
Oh, okay.
It's called Story Time, and it kind of like memoirs my life, as a whole. And for that reason, I would say it's the most spiritual. Yeah, because it was just straight from the heart. Yeah. Straight from the soul. Straight from my memory. I just poured it all onto the record. Yeah.
I will not lie, I envy you. Let me tell you why I envy you. You said something before, and for the earlier part of my life, I could relate when you said you've never been heartbroken, right? And I won't lie. When I experienced my first heartbreak, my first and only, right, I was like, nah, this is not it. This is not life, right? But saying that, is there a reason for that? Is there a reason why you've never been heartbroken? Is it that you've never been in a serious relationship? Or I'm sure you've gotten asked this question a lot of times.
Yeah, I haven't been in a serious relationship in a while. I never even. My only relationship was when I was in uni. I was my second year in uni. And apart from, why not count secondary school, are we?
I mean, if you were serious, it should be counted, to be honest.
I don't count secondary.
Because some people get married from
I don't count
secondary school.
Yeah, but it wasn't serious then.
Yeah.
Okay,
maybe
fine. Then maybe we don't count it.
I don't count.
Secondary school, I feel like you're a bit too young to know anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's more experimental.
Yeah.
But yeah, uni, when I was like second year uni, that was like my one and only girlfriend to date.
Till date,
and I was 18 at the time. So imagine how many years.
Do you guys still talk?
For yeah, no.
Why is stopping you from, I don't know, dating?
Nothing. I've just been I've been trying to be cautious.
Right.
Just not to commit.
Okay.
I haven't felt ready for it.
Right. So what would Falz do, or who would Falz call when he's talk creatively? Is there like a colleague, a friend, something that you do like creatively? You just talk. I need to do what to do, but I can't.
I have a couple guys, like mostly producers.
Sis.
Seth Prom Kid. Oh, that's my G. Mostly producers. Of course, Seth is one. Who I work constantly with, and I really trust their judgment, and I trust their creative minds as well. There's a couple of them, and from time to time, if I feel like they can offer me a new perspective, I'll hit them up. Yeah, man. Yeah.
On a forever note, you are about to release a body of work, and you can only work with one producer.
Wow.
Forever, like every album you're gonna drop after the face, only one producer will produce your songs. Who are you choosing?
Sis.
We don't know that it says. Let's hear him.
Yeah.
It might not be.
That's a tough question though, because there are tons and tons of producers.
Yeah. But it's like, shout out to them and your good work, bro.
I'll say sis. Yeah, I'll say sis. I'll say sis. Share some salami.
Okay, amazing. Now, there was something that you said, like, when people listen to Falzthebadhguy, we love the artist, brilliant rapper, but there's also the fact whereby you speak up on a whole lot of issues. But hearing Falz say, I will not raise kids in Nigeria because of the insecurity and whatnot, and you're like, if Falz is saying this, what do you expect me to say? Let all of us take our kids outside this country. But like, what's your main reason for saying that, aside insecurity?
I didn't actually say will not. Said I'm not sure that I will.
Okay.
But it's valid now. Look around you, my bro. Is this safe? Is this safe to raise a child here? Every single one of us is, God forbid, one unfortunate incident away from Nigeria happening to you. You don't want to raise a family here, and then something will happen. You now say, oh, had I known, I can actually afford to raise them outside where there is sanity, but it's not a jungle. Because here, right now, is a joke, if we're going to be honest with ourselves. And the people in charge of our affairs that are supposed to turn things around have refused to chop sense. So at the end of the day, you can't blame anyone for saying that.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone desires to raise their children. They're probably doing it maybe because either they can't afford to do otherwise, or I don't even know if there's still anybody that is that level patriotic, because it's borderline dangerous.
Yeah.
So it's not even a thing of, I just like this place. No, bro, this place is not safe.
I hear you. But do you also say that you can see reasons with, especially when some people, say some things about politicians that take their kids abroad and take them away from, what the reality is over here? Can you say that you can see reason why they do that as well?
I think that's ridiculous. Genesis of, the problem. Maybe not the genesis, but that is a big part of what we're going through. It should be mandatory for anyone in any form of public office to school their children here, to raise their children here. Why? Because you can't be existing and your entire family is removed from this reality. How do you think that person will care? Do you think that person will care about anything that is happening?
Yeah.
If they are completely removed from this reality? Of course they wouldn't. So that's why everything is the way it is, because they don't send your papa.
So you think there's a difference between somebody that is not in government and somebody that is in government training their kids abroad?
Of course there's a big difference. Of course there is. Do I desire to raise my children? Of course I desire to raise my children in Nigeria. But the real answer is, right now, is Nigeria appropriate for that? I can ask you that question, my brother. What do you make of that? Come on, man. If we're being honest with ourselves, let's not get sentimental here. Nobody loves Nigeria more than I do. So it's not about whether I don't like Nigeria. I'm trying to. No, we're being realistic here. It's a mess right now, and that's what we've always been complaining about. That's what we continue to complain about. We'll hope that it will change, but as it stands now, I don't have any children yet. But maybe by the time I do have children, maybe things would have improved.
Amen.
You are even laughing. You don't believe this. Can you see what I'm saying?
I'm just like, but having kids is not too far.
That's now why I'm not sure.
Yeah. Okay.
No, whenever the Almighty says it's time, I'm in no rush, but I also think it would be a beautiful thing. So I would love to at some point.
That's what it is.
I want to step on your toe a little bit, just pinch you small.
Yeah.
Where do you personally draw the line between calling someone out and just publicly targeting that person? This is me asking, in relations to your relationship with VDM and the whole Bobrisky saga and everything that happened?
Still my relationship, no. I don't have I cannot even speak on this matter. I can't. It's subject of current litigation.
Right.
So I can't speak on it. I can't. That's as much as you hear me say.
We'll take that. And then I also like, why don't you have a name for your fandom? Or do you? And I've missed it. You don't.
You don't. Maybe we should coin one.
You don't.
Falzites.
Faldict.
No.
No. So
no.
I mean, that bad boy association will not work. Maybe sweet boys.
Let's call him bad guys.
Bad gang.
But that's like subject to my son cannot be a member of Falzthebadhguy.
But
I mean, mothers.
At the end of the day,
we have worse.
Well, you know it's not bad like that now.
Right.
EAH.
Yeah, I know, but
so is that? Can still join now.
All right. So real quick, right? For me, I feel like in this space, when it comes to, let's talk about the music now. When it comes to how people perceive Nigerian artists to always be an album artist as well. Now, not everybody feels that way, but everybody always feels that, you know what, he must have like a legacy album before we can take him seriously, or before we can say that, he's going to be this. I've been in conversations where even music gatekeepers get to say this. Oh yes, podcast or a whole lot of things where they're like, you must have at least have one legacy album. If you don't have one, you know what, you can't chat to me, you can chat to this person and whatnot. I disagree with that. It's my personal opinion, but what say you?
When you use the term music gatekeepers, nobody gave anybody the key to any gate. That's the truth. So you can't really claim to be a gatekeeper of music. Music is music, man. An artist is free to be creative however they want, however they wish. They might never release an album throughout their career, but if they're dropping singles and those singles are popping off, that's the path they choose to follow. Not everybody might be an album artist. Not everybody might feel like they want to put together a body of work, but that's them. That's their artistry. Everyone is different. You can't force anyone to do anything now. You can't. You can't. Me, I love albums. I will always make albums because I'm a super I'm very much about the art, and there has to be like an artistic direction that we're capturing and we're keeping consistent, and that's me. But somebody else might not be like that, but there's nothing wrong with that.
So are you always part of like the production process when it comes to like your songs and
very much so from beginning to the end? Right. I mean, not every single song, but a huge part of it. Yeah.
Okay. And what other lane are you thinking to branch into regarding profession? We've seen you the fashion guy, the singer, you've seen you the actor, Falz the cook or chef now.
Yes, now.
So what other profession are you thinking?
Maybe, to be honest, I feel like I haven't really properly explored the fashion guy.
Right.
So maybe in the near future.
I could have sworn that you say lawyer.
I know that one's already stamped.
Like focus on needs,
that one can still be done at a later time. Okay. Yes. But that one might it might be something you might see Falz the designer sometime soon.
With a line and stuff.
So
maybe that vibe.
Maybe this was our idea or it wasn't, but have you ever thought of naming one album or one of your projects True or False?
No, you're not going to. No, it was not me.
You are killing me. I feel like someone has said that. I've heard this somewhere before.
Said it, but yeah.
True of House.
No.
Yeah, it was sort of corny.
It's sort of corny. Okay.
I have.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you want to ask?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
It's not fire, but you just pick what lane you think the statement or sentence I read out falls, right?
Okay.
And you, KCT, will be a part of it. Okay. So it's either bare minimum or princess treatment.
I'm
going to read out a sentence.
Okay.
And then you tell me what it is for you. If it's bare minimum or princess treatment. For instance, opening the car door for her.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Okay. This is interesting.
Okay, opening the car door.
That one, what do you think?
Do I have to play this game?
Yes, you have to. So I'll use it against you every time.
I know where it's trouble.
Really? Bare minimum or princess treatment?
Maybe I'm ready to. Oh, are you asking me about this one?
Yeah.
Opening the car door.
Yes.
Opening the car door.
Yes. No.
I think it's princess treatment.
Same here.
She left Koena. Oh,
Same here.
yeah.
So wait.
That's bare minimum, man.
No. Is she pregnant?
No, she's not.
It's not our first date.
No, she's your girl, though.
Even first days.
No, first day I feet. You know, I would. But,
What?
Okay.
Okay, Robin her feet after she gets home.
Princess treatment. In fact, is there a third option?
No, there's no.
That sounds cute.
Yeah.
That's. I'll say bare minimum. But it's not like.
Of course, you don't see opening doors bare minimum.
No, that one, a princess. Wait into your hand.
You call it rub feet, bro.
Because we go physical touch. I love physical touch.
Okay.
I love physical touch.
We'll take that. Breakfast in bed.
Breakfast in bed. It's also bare minimum.
Princess treatment.
Oh God!
No,
of course. I
breakfast
just
in
knew
bed
he was
is
gonna
also
take
it's also
that.
because so the way I'm looking at it is, if I see that there's nothing there, then okay, it's bare minimum.
False drop feast. That's what I said.
Okay, fine. Giving her your hoodie when she's cold and letting her keep it.
Bare minimum.
The first part.
Bare minimum.
Giving her your hoodie when
The first part.
is
Bare minimum.
Okay.
But letting her keep it.
It might be princess treatment.
Depend on the hoodie.
Okay.
Guys, stop. Okay, replying your text within an hour.
No, I think there's so many issues that determine this one. You know. But of course, if I can, then bare minimum.
Paying for her Uber.
Princess treatment too.
Really?
She's
coming to see you.
That's princess treatment. I'm sorry.
I don't even like that kind of pee.
It means you don't want to see me now.
Oh my goodness gracious God.
Oh, ferry me now.
Oh Lord have mercy.
So you cannot spend your money to see me?
I don't understand.
Okay, so if it was a first date,
Even more worse that.
we're just getting to know each other.
Even more. Wait, hold on. Thank you very much for bringing this up. Let me give you a scenario. Oh, my head busted. Somebody someone tweeted that. I think it was Bemi that tweeted. I even wanted to respond to that tweet because it rang a bell. There was a lady that I was speaking to, and I had asked her. My Yoruba wanted to jump out. I had asked her.
Yeah.
Let's go on a date. And what did she say to me? She said, will you not send me something to look good for you?
Meaning she doesn't look good.
Immediately, I was like, in my mind, I was just like, oh no, this is the end. This cannot. Like there's no way this can work.
Yeah.
But in my mind, I was like, what does that even mean?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Send you something to look good for me?
If she hadn't asked, would you
just come as you are? Don't look good.
If she had not asked, would you have been prompted to send some?
There's no need for me to lead with that. I believe that it even sends the wrong impression of her. Doing that for no reason. Why am I just sending you money? For what purpose? Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I also feel like different people's orientation. It's not my orientation.
It's different. Yeah, I know.
It's not my orientation. Some people now they are P with that. They lead with money. Now they are P. But most times when you check it, people who they lead like that now based on say. Make I know to judge.
I get.
Make people like say they say okay.
2-letter word starts with O.
But
would you put your babe on a monthly salary? No, I don't want to call it salary, but like.
Why are you asking all these questions now?
I mean, like, would you?
Princess treatment, you. Yeah, princess treatment, yeah. And that princess treatment, I don't know about it.
Casey, what's yours?
She working for me.
No, she's your girl.
Oh, she be working.
She's not my employee. Not that kind of. She's not my employee.
No, she's not.
Not my employee. She's not my employee.
So no money. Okay.
I mean, as to give her the best that she wants, I will make sure that she doesn't. There's nothing that she wants that she wouldn't have. But transactional every month. I don't like the concept of anything transactional.
Right.
Okay. So last question from me. I mean, Chardonnay music is one of my best songs ever, right? But I had to ask this question: where would you say rap music is right now in Nigeria? Is it in a place where you are very confident and comfortable with it, or you feel like nah?
Yeah, I think I would say yes. I'll say over a while, if it felt like it was kind of suffering a bit, because the sound was almost getting monotonous at some point. Even there was a certain sound that people wanted to hear, and everyone was sort of gravitating to that. So we haven't really heard dope rap songs, but now we're moving into another realm that I think it will be a beautiful time for rap to blossom. And now that's why I say yes, I like where we are now, because now is the time. People want to hear something fresh. People want to hear real music, authentic stuff, and of course, rap definitely gives you that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Big shout out to you, Falzthebadhguy. We love this. Absolutely love this. And it's the first time that we're having a conversation, and hopefully it's the first of many more.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All the best for the face.
Maybe we should have also asked you what is the Prince treatment and bare minimum.
Yes, actually.
No, Prince, who does
because,
that?
Okay, if you're coming for a date, will you also send me money to look good for you?
Yeah.
Good. Why is it my it's my job?
Yes. The same way you guys will die under the heel of only a man can cheat and whatnot. So if you're gonna do that, it's because of that we're bringing all these things into light. Like, okay,
that's why you people will see a lady from fresh out of NYC telling me that she's ready for marriage.
No, but she is.
Maybe she is.
What else is?
But no guy will be perceived fresh out of NYC. We perceive that's ready for marriage. Really?
No, but because you yourself as the man, you would not want to consider that lane because you feel I've not made it yet. I don't have enough money. You hate on yourself that you make the girl in the relationship with you hate you.
Last money is everything, Sha. Just have money, my brother.
That's right. At the end of the day, big shout out to you, Falz, and it's on every platform, right? For anybody that's asking.
Yeah.
The feast.
Yes, definitely. Feast out everywhere, out on all platforms. Keep streaming, please. I beg, make we fit chop.
Any more visuals coming?
Oh yeah, for sure, back to back. We wanted to first drop it and just let people gravitate naturally to what they love, and then the visuals will follow. And it's taking shape already.